My Hero Academia, 10 Kindest Characters, Ranked. In My Hero Academia, pro-heroes need more than strong quirks. They must also be kind, charismatic to keep hope alive against unspeakable evil. My Hero Academia's ensemble cast proves that in the world of pro-heroes, there is a wide variety of personalities and character types, and not everyone is a Superman or Batman knockoff. These pro-heroes are people, after all, and they can't help but be themselves while fighting, and the same goes for student heroes. Pro-heroes are expected to be charismatic, optimistic, selfless and brave, and project a heroic personality while on duty. Some pro-heroes, students, and civilian characters are definitely kinder and more compassionate than others. Which characters in My Hero Academia have demonstrated the most kindness so far, and not just for duty's sake? 10. Kinoko Komori was quick to offer Fumikage aid. Kinoko Komori is powerful despite her small size and meek personality, and she and her teammates triumphed over Momo and Fumikage's team during the joint training exercise. At the last minute, Kinoko took down Fumikage with mushrooms in his throat and lungs. Kinoko wasn't malicious about it, though, and once the battle ended, Kinoko urgently offered medicine to help Fumikage recover quicker. She was almost alarmed by her own power, and only wanted Fumikage to get better. Clearly, she fights only out of duty, and not to enjoy harming others. 9. Fuyumi Todoroki wants to keep her family together. Fuyumi Todoroki is Shoto Todoroki's older sister, and she appears late in Season 4 and partway through Season 5. Fuyumi isn't a fighter. Despite her impressive pedigree, she is a civilian and a schoolteacher, and being a teacher fits her compassionate and friendly personality. Fuyumi is determined to bring her damaged family back together. And she shows nothing but hospitality to her little brother and his classmates and father when they visited. Anyone would feel cheered up by spending a few minutes with the selfless Fuyumi Todoroki. 8. Mandalay looks out for her nephew, Kota. Mandalay of the Wild Pussycats is an aunt, and she is concerned for her young nephew, the bitter Kota Izumi. Mandalay may act goofy sometimes, like Ragdoll, but she is also a compassionate and selfless person. Mandalay will do anything to cheer up or comfort her little nephew, and she is greatly saddened by the sight of him being angry about pro-heroes and the fate of his own hero parents. Mandalay won't hesitate to help others, too, either as a pro-hero or as an emotionally supportive friend. 7. Tensei Ida always looked out for Tenya. Tensei Ida, like Fuyumi, is a doting older sibling who will do anything for their family. In this case, Tensei cares deeply for his brother Tenya. Tensei was already an experienced pro-hero by the time Tenya enrolled at UA, and his hero name and costume clearly inspired Tenya's own. That's how close the brothers are. Tensei nearly loses his life to Stain the hero killer. But his spirits remain unbroken, and he will share all kinds of encouraging and motivating words for his agonized brother, who still has a lot to learn. More pro-heroes need a brother like Tensei. 6. Inko Midoriya just wants what's best for her boy. Inko Midoriya is a single mother who's quite protective of her only child, Izuku. Inko was dismayed when Izuku learned of his quirkless status. But she did her best to cheer him up and give him a sense of belonging and validation despite having no supernatural gifts. That's saying a lot, and even now, Inko is deeply distraught anytime Izuku is hurt or announces his intention of fighting powerful villains. Slowly but surely, Inko is getting used to her son always being in mortal danger. She supports him, no matter the risks. 5. All Might puts others first. All Might is an exemplary hero, to the point of being overpowered and seemingly faultless. He was the symbol of peace who could inspire the masses and demoralize villains with his mere presence. But his radiant personality isn't just for show. He's speaking from the heart, not just for duty's sake. All Might knows what it's like to be born powerless, and he's grateful for all he has. He is almost a substitute father to Izuku, believing in the boy and training him to become the next symbol of peace. He dotes on Izuku greatly, and Ochiko once compared him to a maiden who wants to share her lunch with a crush. How delightful. 4. Momo Yaoyorozu is eager to help her friends. Momo Yaoyorozu was born with a powerful mind, an ideal support quirk, and great wealth, but she won't coast on any of that. Momo defines herself not with the circumstances of her birth, but with her heroic actions and words, and it's paying off. Momo's heart burns with passion as a trainee hero, and she will gladly share her expertise with any classmate who needs her. She was positively overjoyed that her classmates wanted to study with her, and she went the extra mile with hospitality at home to tutor a handful of her classmates. She's like a big sister to them. 3. Ochiko Uraraka wants to support her parents. Ochiko Uraraka is the zero-gravity girl, and she has been a good friend to Izuku since the moment they met. Ochiko comes from a humble background and has to work hard for all she has, including her position in Class 1A. She takes nothing, and no one, for granted. Ochiko always puts others first, most of all her parents, and wants to be a pro-hero to financially support them. That's a wonderfully kind goal to have, and Ochiko is also a highly empathetic and supportive friend for all her classmates, especially Tsuyu Azuri. She also dotes on Eri like a little sister. 2. Mirio Togata named himself after his desire to save people. There is a good reason why Mirio Togata of the big three calls himself Lemillion. He wants to save 1 million people as a hero and even printed that number on his hero costume to prove his resolve. Mirio is a devastating melee hero in combat, but he is incredibly tender to his friends and allies. Mirio has an outstanding personality, and he swears on his life that he'll rescue the young Eri from overhaul no matter what, and sacrifices his quirk in the effort. Mirio will always put others first and is highly empathetic, too. 1. Izuku Midoriya has a big heart. The star himself, Izuku Midoriya, is the kindest and most earnest character in the show. He, and other shonen heroes such as Tanjiro Kamado, prove that shonen protagonists need more than combat strength and grit. They need a big heart as well, or else all their strength is for nothing. Izuku, like Ochiko and All Might, is grateful for all he has, and he is a selfless and brave fighter who never goes back on his word. He has vowed to save absolutely everyone who needs him as a budding symbol of peace, from his classmates to Eri and beyond, and he is incredibly empathetic and kind to others. He is famed for being quick to cry, like Tanjiro, and it proves just how much he cares.